Hello everyone, Dark Carnival here. Today I'm gonna show you how to conceal your eyebrows for your makeup look. I'm gonna show you two techniques that I personally like to use. The first one is the classic glue stick technique, and the second one is going to be the spirit gum technique. I have to tell you right away that I only recommend using the spirit gum technique if you also own some spirit gum remover. I just want you to avoid making any mistakes and then having instant conscience remorse. First up is going to be the glue stick technique. This is one of the most used technique and the safest in my opinion, since all you need to remove it afterwards is some soap and water. Take your glue stick and apply a generous amount of glue over your eyebrows. First, you have to apply it against the direction of the hair growth. That way, you're making sure that your eyebrow is well saturated with glue and it will be easier to stick it flat during the next steps. When it's done, you can then go ahead and apply the glue sticks following the direction of your hair growth. For that step, you really want to take your time to apply the glue and make your eyebrow as flat as possible. If you don't get the wanted result right away, don't worry. You can always add more layers of glue later in the process. You can also flat your eyebrow and get rid of any glue particles using your finger and a little bit of water to make sure the glue won't stick to it and ruin everything. Once you have completed the first layer, apply some setting powder over it to set it in place. Once the first layer is completely dry, if necessary, you can go ahead and apply a second coat of glue to your eyebrow. Again, make sure to make it as flat as possible and use your finger again with a little bit of water to help you in the process. You can basically add as much layer as you need until you achieve the result you want. The most important thing to do is to apply the setting powder after each coat and to not forget to let the whole thing dry before applying another coat. Now, while this eyebrow is setting and drying, let's move on to the second technique, the spirit gum. That technique might be a little more risky and drastic, but it is perfect if you want to avoid any risk of smudging your makeup one way or another. For example, someone that is sweating a lot may prefer this technique that is resistant to water and that only requires little retouching. However, like I previously said, it is very important that you use some spirit gum remover to remove it as safely as possible without damaging your eyebrows afterwards. Just like the glue stick method, you're gonna apply the spirit gum against the direction of your hair growth. You then have to let the glue dry just a tiny bit, just enough for it to be a little bit sticky. To avoid having your fingers all covered in spirit gum, I recommend using any sort of stick to help you flatten your eyebrow down. For example, here I'm using the other hand of one of my makeup brushes. For this technique, you sure have to be patient, but also very precise, since the spirit gum will continue to dry more and more as you go, and it might end up being harder to work with it. The advantage of this technique is that you don't really need much layers to get a satisfying result that will last. Plus, you don't really need to apply setting powder between the layers of glue or to wait until the glue is completely dry before applying another coat. Now, while I'm waiting for this eyebrow to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a basic coat of foundation over my face to make sure everything is unified. For the upcoming steps, I'm gonna work on both eyebrows at the same time, since for both of the techniques they are pretty similar. First, take some concealer and apply it all over your eyebrows area. For the glue stick method, however, you really need to avoid rubbing the surface of your concealed eyebrows. It's still regular glue stick after all. Let's not forget it has a certain level of reversibility. So make sure to be really gentle with it if you are using this technique. Once the spirit gum is dry, however, even if you rub it a little bit, it will stay in place. For both techniques, after applying the concealer, apply some more setting powder. Basically, I recommend applying setting powder after each steps from now. And again, don't forget, be gentle. Use some tapping movement with your brush instead of actually brushing it. Now the next step is what I call my secret weapon to conceal eyebrows. And it is using some orange concealer, usually used to conceal heavy dark circles. What it will do is that the orange shade is gonna neutralize the bluish shades that your eyebrows may leave, even under your regular concealer. That way your eyebrows are gonna be way less visible under the final coat, which will be the foundation. But before that, don't forget to apply your setting powder once again. We're almost done. Apply a final coat of foundation to unify everything, again using some gentle tapping movement with a sponge. And finally, you guessed it, final coat of setting powder. You should now have successfully concealed your eyebrows, and you're now ready to go on and complete your makeup look. Personally, I like to use the glue stick technique under fake drawn eyebrows and the spirit gum technique under fake eyebrows prosthesis, like those I used to create my Joker look from Black Butler. Tell me in the comment section which technique you prefer and which one would you most likely use for your own makeup. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. For more cosplay related content, please consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Also, feel free to follow me on my different social media, and if you want to support my work, you can also subscribe to my Patreon. Until next time, dream, believe, and keep on cosplaying. See you guys!